Today I'm going to talk a little bit about posture. What we often refer to as posture is simply a pattern, a holding pattern for how our body holds itself, whether it be in movement or in stationary standing. So let me get up for a minute. Typically, when we think about posture, we think about leaning or slouching or these various different manifestations of things that we call poor posture. We generally don't think about good posture. Good posture we think about as requiring some kind of effort to stand up straight, but that requires a lot of effort. Posture, as Dr. Rolf posited, should be effortless. And the way that we get effortless posture, positive effortless posture, is by engaging muscles, getting a different balance of muscles that are engaged. So engaging the deep muscles of the deep core so that the larger extrinsic muscles of the trunk can let go and allow us to lengthen. With that length comes lift. Specifically, we'll talk a little bit about the iliopsoas group of muscles, which attaches to your spine and it attaches right up here, kind of below the diaphragm, and runs down along the spine, wraps around the bowl, the pelvis here, comes down the front, and then attaches to this lesser trochanter, this little bump on the inner femur here, okay? Iliopsoas is your deep, deep muscles of the trunk. We've got also the rectus abdominis, this six-pack muscle on the front here, attaching this basically to the pubic symphysis here. And then we've got muscles running down the spine and the back and the ribs and all that, the spinal erectors, and quadratus lumborum, which is in here. So we've got several what I call vertical stabilizer groups that work in concert to hold us up vertically. Typically, these are less engaged and the larger muscles are more engaged. As they are, we tend to curl forward a bit. So I'm gonna give you a little exercise to play with so that you can get a little feeling of that length. In this case, I'm gonna lie on the floor. Let's see, let me change this a bit here. Let's see if you can. You can almost see me here. There. Okay, you can see me there. So I'm going to be lying on the floor. If you can't do this, then for those who can, I'll teach this now and later on. If you can't do it, give me feedback and I'll teach you something within your range of motion. But I'm going to lie flat on the floor, my arms over my head, extended as much as I can. If I can't get them to touch, that's fine. I just do it to where I can do it. I don't want to hang on these joints because that's going to cause me to arch my back. So I want to have as much length as I can in my body. And I'm going to imagine that I have really long diver's fins on my feet. Okay? Now you won't see much movement in my feet, but what I'm doing is I'm imagining that I'm swimming in deep water with these fins on, very slowly pushing my heel into the ground at about the speed I would use if I were wearing very long fins. They're going to go very slowly. And when I'm stretched out like this, I'm getting action all the way up the back of my body into my middle and upper back. I can feel this going on, this activity. So I might spend, I don't know, a minute or two doing this nice and slowly, really imagining that I'm in water with these fins on so I can get more of that more accurate movement. And what that does is the fin action will get these deep muscles underneath this surface layer, the deep iliopsoas muscles, engaged. It'll start to get them to work. So that when we come back up, I'm going to change this again so you can see. I don't know that there's much to see other than me communicating my experience. As I stand here, I feel the weight dropping more into my heels, and I can feel the lift coming up through the trunk here. So just a little something to play with. especially if you're experiencing a stressful holiday family experience, or the rush and the just rushing around of the holiday season. It can kind of get to you. This is a moment to go, be mindful and get inside of your body, feeling the different aspects of what is and how your body is dealing with all this, and letting some of that go. You'll be surprised. A bit of mindfulness, even that little bit, can change how you feel pretty quickly. So give it a try. Let me know what happens and shoot your questions my way. All the best.